Hi. In the previous session, we have discussed about some basic concepts of C++. In this session, we will discuss how we can write our first C program using the concept that we have already learned. Each and every C program must have comments. If you look at this slide, we want to write a sentence. This is an example of C++ program to illustrate some of its features. This we have written in 3 lines. So either we can use single line comment on separate line, or we need to use multi-line comment. So in C++, single line comment is written by using 2 forward slashes, whereas to provide the multi-line comment we need to use forward slash star, then the statement, or we can say contents to be commented, and then star forward slash. Then the way we use printf and scanf in C programming. So printf is a standard output function and scanf is a standard input function. Using printf we can display message on output screen, and using scanf we can accept data from the user through keyboard. Now in C++ there are 2 operators called as cout and cin. Make a note that cout and cin are not functions, they are operators. There is a concept called as class in C++. Cout is a object of ostream class and cin is object of istream class. So make a note that cout and cin are the objects, not I said mistakenly operators, these are objects. Okay, now if you look at this diagram, so cout is referred to the output, right? Now if you look at this diagram, so suppose I have some data stored in the variable, right? By using insertion operator, that data can be extracted from a variable and stored in a cout object, right? And that will be displayed on the screen. So along with cout we need to use an operator called as insertion operator. Then what to do if we want to take data from user through keyboard? Suppose user has entered some data through keyboard, so that data will be extracted by cin object, and by using extraction operator that will be stored into variable. In this example, user has entered value 45.5, that is extracted by cin by using extraction operator, and that is stored into variable, let's say x. Whereas in the previous slide the variable holds some value, let's say 10, that value is inserted into cout object and that value is displayed on a screen. So this is how the cout and cin works. Now the way we used to write, or the way we used to include header files in C program, even in C++ program also we need to include header file. So one header file, that is iostream.h, that we are including in this program. Then as you all know, in C programming every program must have the function called as main function, which is the entry point for your C program. Similarly, main function has to be there in C++. In main function, here we are declaring 4 variables. One is number1, number2, sum and average. All the variables are of type float. We know that one float variable occupies 4 bytes of storage, so in total it takes 16 bytes of memory. These variables are declared inside main function, so they are referred as local variables. In general, the variables that belongs to function are referred as local variables, whereas the variables which are declared outside main, they are referred as global variables, right? The property of local variable is their default value is garbage, but whenever possible make sure that whenever you are declaring variable, you are assigning them with some value. In this case we have not assigned variable with any value, because we want to accept the value of number1 and number2 from user through keyboard. The first statement after variable declaration is cout statement. So cout enter two numbers. When this statement is executed, the user is going to enter two numbers. Now these two numbers we want to store into two different variables called as number1 and number2. So we have written here cin statement. So on the next line you will find cin. This operator is nothing but extraction operator number1 semicolon, and on next line cin extraction operator number2 semicolon. Make a note that as like C programming, every statement must end with the semicolon. It is also called as statement terminator. Once we have taken two values from the user and stored into two different variables number1 and number2, then we are adding two numbers. So simply we have written a formula sum equal to number1 plus number2. Assume that the value of number1 is 6.5 and the value of number2 is 7.5. So addition of 6.5 and 7.5 is coming out to be 14, right? So this value will be stored into sum, and at the last we are displaying sum. So sum equal to value of sum is 14. So if we entered input as 6.5 and 7.5, output is 14. Okay. Now let's see how the build process is followed in C++. To understand build process, let's look at this diagram. Let's assume that we have written a simple C++ program with name hello.cpp, right? And that is nothing but source code that we have written in a file with extension .cpp. And let's say we have typed in simple text editor, right, or word processor. Then the first stage is preprocessor stage. Okay. Now in preprocessor stage, all the statements which are beginning with hash are expanded or replaced. If at all there are some macros in a program, they are also expanded. The first step is preprocessor. So whatever your source code is, that source code is preprocessed, because in every program we write hash include some, let's say iostream.h. So that file is expanded. The next stage is compiler. The purpose of compiler is to check the syntactical error, as well as the compilation stage converts your source code into object code or machine code. So what you see in this diagram, our program name was hello.cpp, which after compilation is converted into object file, and that file name is hello.obj. Make a note that the extension of file which contains object code or machine code is having .obj as extension. Next stage is linking stage. In this stage, the object code is linked with the standard libraries, and after linking the object code with the standard libraries, the we get is executable code. So after linking this machine code, the linker comes to picture, and finally we get the hello.exe. This is how we get .exe file from .cpp file, right? This is how the flow of C program is. Okay, and this is referred as C++ build steps. Okay, that's all about this session. Thank you.